Yeah, so Mariangela, hi everybody. Good evening. I'm happy to see you all here. My name is Beatriz, Bia, if you want to call me this way, it's okay. I'm from Fundação Estudar. I work in our Estudar Fora initiative with the portal and our online free courses as well. So happy to see you all. Uh, I'm happy to present as well Antonina and Mariangela. They're gonna talk a little bit more about the bureaucracies and how to make it possible to study abroad, how they can help you guys with that. So yes, I'm gonna ask Antonina and Mariangela to present themselves just a little bit, and then Antonina, you can go forward and do your
Great.
presentation if you want to.
Great. Bia, thank you very much for
Sure.
this invitation. It's really an honor for us to be here today. I'm actually from MPOWER Financing. As I mentioned before, we focus in investing in the students' futures. Our focus is really helping the students reach their dreams of being able to study in the United States or Canada by financing their studies. We are a social benefit corporation started by and for international students. We enable high promise global citizens to further their academic and financial aspirations because we truly believe that social economic mobility should be borderless. We have processed over $4 billion in loan applications to date for students across the world. We've helped more than 200 citizens in different parts of the world. Focusing on top universities, we have more than 475 universities working with us. And really, our focus is the United States and Canada, as I mentioned. MPOWER does not require collateral and bases its loan decisions on the student's potential. So our focus really with MPOWER is we don't look at the students if they have a collateral or if they have a co-signer. We look at the student's potential towards the future. The algorithm shows us how the student will be 2 to 5 to 10 years from now. So it's great because we really give an opportunities to a student that in another case he wouldn't be able to, to go and study in United States or Canada. That's in a nutshell what we're doing. I have more to talk about, but I wanted to present myself first. I am the director of LATAM for MPOWER Financing. In a nutshell, that's what we do. And then I would like to pass my word to my colleague or the person that's speaking today as well from another institution, and then we can go more into detail.
Great, Mariangela, if you want to, feel free to introduce
Oh,
yourself.
thank you, Bia, for the opportunity. Hello, guys. My name is Mariangela, and I work for Studies Planet in Brazil. Our company was founded 15 years ago by a Colombian student who went to the UK to study for a master's and realized there was very little support for international students in a similar position to hers. Our headquarters are in London, and we have branches in Colombia, Peru, Mexico, and Brazil. Besides our founder, our Brazilian director also lives in London. Rodrigo has been there since 2013. And the São Paulo branch of Studies Planet opened in June 2019. Since then, we have supported some students looking for English courses, summer courses, and undergraduate and postgraduate programs in the UK. Our consultancy is free of charge, and we assist our students every step of the way. Our role includes helping them prepare their documents and personal statement. This last one is a critical element to getting an offer letter. It's a relatively complex journey, and we work to make it as smooth as possible for the clients. Therefore, we recommend starting the process 9 months before the intake dates. Yeah, Antonina, please,
Thank
feel
you.
free to continue.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Can we go back to the presentation, Pedro?
Sure.
Thank you. So we can go to the third page. Perfect. One more there. The next one. Thank you very much. So MPOWER does not require collateral and bases its loan decisions on the student's potential. That was the last thing I told you, which is very, very important because you really don't have to worry about having a collateral or having a cosigner loan. We're going to focus on the student and his potential. The next slide. We offer a loan limit of $100,000 covering all educational related expenses. So we can lend a student from $2,000 up to $100,000. So this really complements any scholarship or grant that the student already has gotten, right? Or any money that he has saved up or that his parents can give him. So it could be very complementary. 50,000 max per academic term, and it covers tuition, housing. Hello,
Hi,
can you
Antonina.
hear
We
me?
lost. Yes.
This is ridiculous. I think I got cut off. Okay. It covers tuition, housing, meals, book, and other expenses which can be invoiced to the university. So that's very important. This is specifically to the U.S. Universities. 10-year principal repayment period beginning 6 months after graduation. So this is amazing for the students because they have 10 years to pay for this. The first 2 years, which they're studying, they're only going to pay interests. And then they have 6 months of grace, which they only continue paying interest because we believe that they will have in 6 months, will have time to get a job. And then from there, they start paying on the debt with the capital. We have small, simple interest payments while being in school, as I mentioned. No repayment penalties. So if the student decides to pay their loan in year 4 or in year 5, there is no penalty. That's very important because most of our students pay their loan before year 10, around 4 to 6 years. Everything is done online. It's very simple. And we also support the visa letter for I-20 and visa applications. We do the disbursement directly to the university. The students must apply only for graduate program when they have their letter of acceptance. And once they have the letter of acceptance, they go into the app and they do their application. Here's the QR code. Whoever's interested, they can go in through the QR code that is presented here today. This also helps in credit building in the US that can open the doors to other credit options. Very important, our rates are very competitive. We have fixed interest rate throughout the life of the loan, which can save thousands of dollars. Our interest rate is 12.99%, but we also have discounts that can add up we can do discounts of 0.25% if they pay on time and if the payment is directly. We also charge an origination fee of 5%, but that's added into the loan. And at the end, the annual percentage rate is around 13.72%. So it's very competitive and it's fixed. Pedro, if you can go down the slides a bit just so that they can see what the rates will kind of look like with a fixed rate. Can you go down one slide, Pedro? Okay, great. So here you can see the difference between a fixed rate and a variable rate. We're going to give our students a fixed rate so that they always know what they need to pay. And the added value here is that it's predictable, steady monthly payments. They're always going to know what they need to pay, and it's highly competitive. So how do I know if I'm eligible, right? That's like the first question they ask. You can go to the next slide, Pedro. So the first thing is I'm going to check if my school is one of the MPOWER schools. We have 475. If you are a good student and you're applying to good university in Canada and United States, most probable your school will be in our list. The student should be conditionally accepted. As I mentioned, they must have their admitted, enrolled in a university. So you must have that card, that letter that says you are accepted in Yale University or Columbia University or Chapel Hill University. It's only for the last 2 years of your degree. That's why we mentioned graduate school, which would be master's, or an LLM, which is just 1 year. Or, for example, if you're doing a double master and you're in your last 2 years, it could also apply. And it's for all degrees. It's not only for MBA. It's not only for MBAs, it's for all careers. MPOWER disperses the loan after visa is confirmed for the student, and we help through the process. The student applying through SDS visa process can apply for funding, which is required after the visa is confirmed. Okay, it's fast. If you can skip to the next slide, Pedro. Great. It's fast. This is all digital. It's a digital process. At the first 30 seconds, you'll know if you're eligible. Go into the QR code that's presented today. You'll be able to see if you're eligible right away. As I mentioned, with your acceptance letter, right? Be sure to apply with your passport. That's very important. If everything goes smoothly, in 30 days, you'll have your money. It'll be dispersed to the university, and the university will give it to you if it's not only for the university use. If it applies to housing or travel or expenses of you living in the country that you choose to, whether it's the United States, Canada. So you can apply online. The first part is your eligibility. The second part is your application. You'll see if you get a conditional offer, which you receive an instant conditional offer. Then you get to upload all your documents that they ask you for on the dashboard. And then you go to the final approval. You receive a final approval and visa support letter once we verify the documents. So we need to verify that all the documents are right. Then we get a school certification. That's the university saying, yes, everything's okay. And then it's dispersed to the university, as I mentioned. When you're approved, you join a group of students whose lives have been impacted. Everybody who has gotten an MPOWER loan feel very satisfied, very content, and very happy that they were able to fulfill their students thanks to MPOWER. So here are a couple of comments of students that have gotten it. It's a dream. MPOWER is a dream saver. So many brilliant students can see their dreams of studying abroad thanks to your support, etc. So that makes us very proud. So apply now, use the UTM link, use the QR code. So you get in through that code and we're able to give you a better support, a better service. Remember, no collateral, no co-signer. And we're here to help you. We're here to bring you the best education to the most amazing students from Latin America. I'm going to skip this part. And then if you do get stuck, if you can move to the next slide. If you do get stuck, this is an email that you can write to. If you get stuck throughout the process, it's an email. The next one, Pedro. It's an email that you guys can, the next one, you can take a picture of so that you are able to write if you do get stuck along the process. If you can move to another slide, Pedro. To the last one. Well, I'll send it. If not, I'll put it in the chat. Don't worry. So that if you do get stuck in the process, you can just write there and we'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you very much for this time. If you have any questions, we're here to help you. And we really hope a lot of the students that are present today can take advantage of this great service and product that MPOWER offers to international students from all over the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Antonina. I see a lot of students from our online course that apply to universities, and most of them receive partial scholarships. And have a way to complement that as it's huge because most of them don't have the money to pay for the other part of the tuitions or for the living expense. So having Empower as an alternative for them, it's great. Thank you for bringing that.
Sure.
Uh, I'm sure, I mean, I have a lot of questions for you, but I'm gonna let Mariangela talk a little bit more about what kind of services do you guys offer, Mariangela, and how is it important to Brazilians? I mean, when we think about studying abroad, there's a lot of bureaucracy that we don't want to. I mean, it scares people when they see how many stuff they have to do to apply and to pay for a university abroad. So I know having you guys from Empower and you guys from Studies Planet, it's something that really helps the process, smooth the process a little bit. So let us know, Mariangela, what you guys offer to students and
Yeah.
how they.
Well, we offer support covering all steps during this journey, from searching the course and the university that best fits the profile and the goal of each student, supporting them to apply for a place in the university, accommodation, and possible scholarships. In this case, please understand it as a discount. The universities don't typically offer full scholarships. We also help the students prepare the visa application. With the support of Studies Planet, the student does not need to worry about bureaucracy, because we are here exactly to do the bureaucracy for him, for her. That's our role. What we suggest is to look for us with at least 9 months prior to the intake date. So we have time to prepare all the documents and do it as smooth as possible. And we have opportunities also to apply for these partial scholarships. Because if you delay to apply for the place in the university, there's a risk that you lost the time to apply for the scholarship, because you need to have first an offer letter, and then after you have the offer letter, no matter if it's conditional or unconditional, after that you can apply for a partial scholarship. It's the same system that Antonina mentioned. You need an offer letter to apply for the funding. You need the offer letter to apply for a scholarship. We do not charge the students because we are paid by the institutions that we have partnership. So if you choose a college or a university that belongs to our list of partners, we have a lot of them, we will be paid by them. It's the same system as a broker of real estate, the same system. Some universities and the UCAS, if you are applying for undergraduation, or some universities, even undergraduation or post-graduation, they charge a little fee for the purpose of analysis of the application. So you pay, it depends on the amount, but from 26 to 90 pounds, for example, depending on the institution. You pay directly to them after we submit the application. Before the analysis, they send you a link, and the student pay directly to the institution. Our expertise nowadays is deeply with the UK, but we are opening our open new markets, including Canada and Ireland, where we have new partnerships.
Nice. Um, Antonina, if I can ask you something, you mentioned that the focus that of Empower is in the US and Canada, right? But
Yes.
do you guys like do you offer loans for other countries or only actually for the US and Canada?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I wish I could say for all the world, but it's not like that. We only offer for United States and Canada, and specifically the list that we have of those 475 universities, which are very, very good universities, top universities that give us the security that the student that goes there will be able to pay for the loan later on.
Nice. Yeah, that's
Mm.
something that I'm gonna ask you that I know it's really important to Brazilians because in Brazil, usually the students that I talk with, they don't feel safe on doing loans, like asking for loans, because they are not sure they will have money to pay for it later on. And many of them will come back to Brazil and they will receive in reais, and the exchange is not the best one for us. So, how is this for Brazilians in your experience? Do you have any experience with Brazilians that got the loan, and how is
Yeah.
it for?
I mean, I totally understand. That's something that is, I think, something common throughout the region, not only in Brazil, but throughout all of Latin America. I can even say that it also happens in other parts of the world. Students are scared of going into a loan and saying, well, how much will I have to pay? Will I be able to pay this? So, ideally, what we do is we check very carefully with the student the amount and how much that figure is going to be from today till the end, right? From the day it starts counting, right? Which is after they graduate and 6 months later. And with that, we are able to get a calculation and they feel more secure that it's an amount that they're going to be able to afford and to pay. Most of our students pay our loan before the 10 years. They'll pay it between 4 to 6 years. And they don't want to take the risk of ruining their track record, right? Their credit track record. So what they do is they try to pay it as soon as possible. Now, many of our students do stay in the States for a while working, and that helps a lot, right? That does help a lot. Some do return, but they also, they return to work at, maybe a bank or multinational or a strong company now with their MBA or now with their master's degree, and they're able to pay it.
Nice. It's good to hear that your experience with Brazilians is good because they really don't feel safe on that. So yes, guys, you can apply for a loan and you will be able to pay for it later on. And thinking about like PhDs, I know most of the students that are approved for PhDs, they receive a scholarship at least for the tuition. Uh, do you guys also cover? Do you offer loans for PhDs
Yes,
as
we
well?
do. We do offer loans to PhDs. We all usually help them in the last 2 years because some PhDs go out through 3 years. So we help them out in the last 2 years. But yes, we do.
Nice. Yeah. Good to know. Mariangela, regarding you guys, you said that you were like increasing your market to Canada and Ireland.
Yeah.
Uh, but usually you guys work with UK and it's both undergrad, masters, PhDs, all levels of study.
Yeah. It's mainly English courses, summer courses, undergraduation, and post-graduation.
Good.
PhD, I believe it's too technical, too specific. So it's hard for us to have all the skills to help the student that wants to study a PhD. So up to post-graduation, we can support.
And this is already great because I mean, you guys do it for free, right? Just
Yeah,
highlighting that all the services for free for students.
Yeah.
Good.
They
So that,
don't pay anything to us.
and they can start with you guys like, oh, I'm not sure if I want to go. I want to decide if I should go to study English. Is this something that you guys also help, like making a decision if they should go or not, and where to go, or they have to know where they want to apply, and you guys help them actually preparing the documents and things like that?
No, no. We have an interview before we start anything, and usually the student has some options. Oh, I'm down to go to US or to the UK, and we show what we have for the UK. If it's undergraduation, then we have partners that work with the America market.
I see.
Undergraduation, we have partners because usually to go into an American university, they need to do a foundation year. And in the UK, most of the universities will require also a foundation year, but some specific points, some specific courses or universities, they can accept, for example, if you have already studied in Brazil for one full year in the same area, you don't need a foundation year. You can enter directly to the first year of the graduation. Or few universities, if you have a very good English and a very good grade in ENEM, you can skip the foundation year. Or maybe you can enter directly in the international year one, and you don't lose 1 year.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah,
So
the UK system is really tricky in this sense for Brazilians, right? Because we have to do this foundation year.
yeah,
Uh,
in fact, the foundation year, I think it's applied all over the world, because in United States it's 4 years the undergraduation. So in Ireland too. So it's included the the foundation year. It's the same.
right. Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
go to the Netherlands, in Germany, Spain, all of them will ask for 1 year of foundation, because in Brazil we study 12 years before go to the university, and abroad they study 13 years.
Yeah. It makes sense. It totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Antonina, something that I was wondering is like students apply for lots of scholarships and sometimes they don't get all of them. And what would you say is like an advantage of applying for a loan and not for like this high selective scholarships? I mean,
Yeah.
of course,
I would,
there's the
yeah,
benefits.
I would definitely say, Bia, that this should be complementary. I mean, if you can get a scholarship and you can get a grant, well, that's great. We actually do work with a lot of entities all over Latin America that give scholarships, but it's always not enough. You know, they get a percentage of what they need, but they always need more to complement and, be able to pay their studies in Canada or United States. So that's when we come in. We come in with an amount from $2,000 up to $100,000 to complement what you can get as a scholarship, or what you can get as a grant, or what you can, or maybe your parents can pay for part of it, but you still need a bit of money. That's where we come in. So it is it's a great option, because I know students that get scholarships, but since it's not enough, they can't go. So here we come with a solution, and that's really the added value. And the great thing as well is that you don't need a guarantee. You don't need a cosigner. So, and the third thing that I wanted to add is that if they try to get a loan with a bank to complement, it's not competitive at all. The interest rates, they're very, very high. Ours are much lower. So as you see it, wherever angle you see, you'll be able to notice that the option of an MPOWER loan is a very good option for anybody that wants to study in the United States or Canada.
Great. You just covered, I guess, one question that I was gonna ask you about, like, regarding other companies that offer loans, why people should choose Empower. I mean, what
Yeah.
are the differences there?
I think those points that I just told you, BR, are the main ones. The fact that we don't ask for a cosigner, we don't ask for a guarantee, and our interest rates, our rates are very, very good, right? Our rates are very good. They're much more competitive. That's what's in the market. So, and then the third thing I would add that I didn't mention previously is the way that you can pay for it. You know, it's a fixed rate. You're not going to be paying huge amounts the first 2 years and a half because you're a student. You're just going to be paying on the interests. And then when you do get your job, then you can start paying a little bit more. And then the last added value, I think I would say that if you want to pay before the time is over, you won't be sent a fee for that, a penalty fee for that. So that's also very important. In certain banks, if you pay before the loan is over, you get they give you a fee for that. So a penalty, right, for that. So that's also an added value that we have.
Amazing. I'm just gonna speak in Portuguese to talk to
Great.
the audience. Pessoal, se vocês quiserem mandar a pergunta em português, manda que eu traduzo, não tem problema nenhum. Manda no chat em português e eu traduzo para Antonini e para Mariângela. Mariângela fala português, mas eu traduzo para Antonini. So I'm just offering for them to write questions in Portuguese if they want to. That I can translate to you.
Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, we're going to start with some questions from the audience. I have one here, like Kezia is asking, can I ask a question? Sure, go for it. How can I pay this finance? Can I get a job in Canada? You just mentioned something similar that students can get a job in the US after they graduate. So this is something that they can do, right?
So we do help them. We do help them try to get a job after they graduate. That's part of the package that we offer. So we help with the visa. We also help trying to get them a job as graduation gets closer. It is in our interest. I mean, we know some students will go back to Latin America. We understand that. But it is in our interest that if they want to stay, that they can, right? I mean, if they really want to stay and they have that visa to stay longer, and maybe they can get a really good job that then the company can support their visa as well. Well, that's great news for any international students. So we do try to help them find a job.
Good. So they can count on you guys to help on that. That's nice to hear. Mariangela, do you guys have any work with the students after they are already in the country? I mean, there is a cultural adaptance they have to do once they are in the UK or wherever they are. Do you guys help with that as well?
No. We only help with education, not with job. But all the UK universities, they have a job department, and they give support to their students to find a job. They prepare the student for an interview. They have clues how to behave, how to prepare the CV. They help them prepare the CV, where they can find the jobs. These universities always have partnership with the industries. So these industries looks for intern inside the universities. So you have many opportunities. And after you finish your graduation under or master, you can apply, during your study, you can work up to 20 hours per week. And during your school vacation, you can work full time, 40 hours a week. After you graduate, you can apply for another visa that the name is graduate route visa that allows you to work full-time, 40 hours a week during 2 years. So during the time you are studying, with 20 hours a week of job, it will help you a lot with the living costs. And after you finish your course, working full-time for 2 years will help you a lot to recover a big part of your investment in the university.
Nice,
And
great.
you can work in any job. You are not obliged to work in the area that you are studying. You can work in any area.
Like they can work on campus or outside campus in
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
they
yeah,
get it,
yeah,
right? Yeah,
yeah.
nice to hear. Fernanda asked about help to prepare documents for PhD programs. I know Antonina does not work like with the application for the university, and Mariangela already said that they don't work with PhDs necessarily. So we just insert in our chat a link of the course we have. It's an online course free of charge that helps exactly on that. We have it's a totally free course. You go there, you have access to all the content about how to get a letter of recommendation, who to ask for this letter, how to be prepared for an interview, how to prepare your CV. Yes, we have all that. We also have many more than that there. It's a really complete course on how to apply for a grad course, masters and PhDs. So you can feel free to access Fernanda, and we have also collective mentorship there. It's also free of charge, so you go for it and apply for the course. Another question, Giovanna. I also have a question. Once I fit the loans prerequisites, is it certain that I will get the funding? Is it, Tanina?
No, it's not certain. It's not certain. You have to go through the process, right? So the first thing is they're going to check if you're eligible. That's the first thing that you're going to show is your letter of acceptance. If your letter of acceptance belongs to a university that's part of our list, that's the first step. And then there's a number of documents they ask you for. And you have to upload the documents. They need to revise that all the documents are okay. And at the end, it's a certification of the university saying, yes, she's accepted or he's accepted. And everything's okay, and then we do the disbursement. But there is a process, right? Remember that we work with an algorithm. The algorithm gets all the information of the student and then shoots an answer saying, yes, you can give this person the loan. He will most probably pay you back. So it does work with an algorithm. That's why we don't need a cosigner or guarantee.
Nice. Okay, thank you, Antonina. Giovanna as well asked if it's possible to start paying off the loan only 1 year after the graduation. Is this the 6 months you ask for? Is this a hard cut or?
Oh, okay. So you get the loan, and during the 2 years that you study, you're only going to pay interest. So we have a little, like, how do I explain it? Let's say an Excel sheet that we show the student. We say, oh, okay, you want $1,000, $3,000, or $10,000. For the first 2 years, you're going to be paying only the interest, and the amount is this much, right? And the student says, oh, perfect, I can pay that. I can pay that with the loan itself, right? With the money I'm getting or the money that I have aside saved. No problem. What happens when you graduate? You have 6 months that you also pay only the interest, very little amount. Because we assume that in 2 years and 6 months, you're not going to be working you're going to be focusing on your studies, and those 6 months you're going to be looking for your job. Once you get your job, once you're in 2 years and 6 months in, now you pay your interest and the capital. We also do that Excel sheet and we tell her, okay, after 2 years and 6 months, you're going to be paying this much. And the student says, perfect. By that time, I'll have a job. I can pay for it. And if I don't, well, I'll give myself a little bit of a cushion and say I can pay 3 more months of that amount, no problem. And then I'll have a job and I'll be fine. So there's an estimation and there's a calculation that's exact of what you will be paying. So that's for the first 2 years and 6 months. Now, the question for her is if she can pay the loan in 1 year later. If that's the question she asked.
Yeah,
Is
if
it
it's possible
possible?
to start
Yes,
paying
it is.
loan.
Oh, yeah, you can start paying. I mean, you'll be paying interest, but if you say, I want to start paying the interest and the capital because I don't want it to go on for too long, you can, and there's not a penalty. Or if you say, you know what I borrowed, what I asked for was $10,000, and a year later I can pay for this. I don't want to have that loan for 10 years. You can pay for that, and you won't have a penalty.
Nice, great. Mariangela, when you guys like help students, do you guys review essays as well? I mean, do you offer this kind of
So,
personal?
sorry, it cut. I couldn't listen to you. Could you
Sure,
repeat,
sure,
please?
sure. Yes. Do you guys in the services that you offer for free? Is it included to review their essays, their application essays, their personal statements, and things like that?
Yes, yes, for sure. If the student wants us to improve their essay, they can send to us. We can make some comments, and then the student can agree 100%, agree part, disagree. In some, we will align the final version, and with this final version, we will do submit the application. But we can improve all the curriculum also, and some students ask some clues for the recommendation letter. We can give to all documents. All
So it's
documents.
really
We
it's a really
cannot change
personal
anything
process.
in transcript and diploma, but other documents we can improve. We
Nice,
can
yeah.
put some suggestions and we can improve it.
And interviews as well. I mean, I guess if you do this, it'll probably help them.
Interview for the university, yes. For a job, no. For a job, they will be prepared by the university for the job interview.
Sure, yeah. Guys, do you have any questions? Please send it in the chat. Feel free to do it. You can do it Vocês podem enviar em português, não tem problema. E eu traduzo.
I wanted to add one thing, Via. For those who are interested, to please use the QR code because many people go into our website, but I keep on, reminding all the students to use the QR code that's posted today in the screen, the UTM link. It's very important because then we track all the students that come in through there and we try to give them a more personalized service through Estudar.
Yes, yes. Use the QR code because you guys are our audience and you have a special treatment at Power. So go for it and use the QR code. Like Angela, if you want us to share your email or any link, just let
Yeah,
us know. We can put that.
I think I give
Okay.
Carolina.
So
Yeah, my
she's
mail.
Right.
She would put it
in the chat,
in the
I guess.
chart. Yeah, maybe in the
Good.
chat. Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, guys. Just to finish that, I would like to consider that. I mean, we have 11,000 students in our online programs, in our online courses, and I'm sure many of them will be interested in your services, both of them. As I mentioned, uh,
My email, and anyway, my email is easy. It's Brasil com S, with S, not Z,
Mm-hmm.
at studiesplanet.com.
Perfect.
yes, nice. I'm sure
And
I
we
can.
have social media, we have websites, so it's very easy to find us.
Good. Thank you, Maria Angela. So our students, they receive scholarships, Antonina, most of them partial scholarships.
Great.
And I don't think all of them are here in our chat today, but I'm gonna make sure they receive your QR codes
Great.
so they can make
And
it
remind
possible.
them, Bia, that this is complementary to their scholarships. This is complementary. We've helped so many students in Colombia and different parts of the world whereby they get their scholarships, but they still need more money to be able to pay for everything that comes out from studying in US or Canada.
Nice, perfect. And US, Canada, and UK are the favorite destinations of our students. So we're talking with the best countries here.
Right.
Yeah, if you want to give us like a final information, Antonina, about Empower and the financial
Well,
opportunity.
really just thank you, Bia. Thank the whole Estudar team for having me here speaking. Our goal is to help as many international students as we can. We know it's hard. We know the process is very hard. With Mariangela, I'm sure they go through the process from the beginning till the end, till they get their acceptance letter. But it's worth it. This is an investment. This is an investment for their future.
Yeah.
The only way there could be social mobility in our countries is through education. And we know that the best is out there, right? Canada, US, UK. I mean, all these countries have the best. And if we are able to take advantage of this, we as Latinos, Latin Americans, right? If we're able to take advantage of this and take the best of what's out there in the United States, in Canada, Europe, etc. Well, I think we're being very smart, but we need to help our students. So through MPOWER Financing, we're helping them reach their goals. And we do have faith in them. We know they'll pay us. So we believe in them. But so we're here, we're here. Just reach out, go to the QR code and start the process. Thank you very much, Bia.
Thank you, Antonina. Maria Angela, do you have any final message for?
I only say to the students that we are here to make it happen. So call me, write me, feel free, because I'm here to help you to make it. Uh, make your, don't only dream, make it.
Yeah, that's really real.
Yeah,
People should start doing, right. And I can like end it up by saying that even though Mariangela helps you guys with UK applications, there are many stuff that she's gonna help you guys, and you can apply to the US and Canada as well. Because applications in Canada and the US are in some ways similar to the UK. Of course, there are many differences. But when you look to the application in Brazil and you look to applications in UK, US, and Canada, they are much more closer in similarity than Brazil. So if you have Mariangela and Studies Planet help to apply to the UK, you can definitely use many of the stuff she's gonna help you with to the US and Canada as well. So hopefully we have many future international students here, and they will reach out to Antonina and use the Empower to make it happen after they are accepted,
yeah,
right?
Great.
yeah, perfect.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Antonina, Maria Angela.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for your
Thank
time.
you for the opportunity, Bia.
Thank
Sure,
you.
it's a pleasure. Thank you and good luck,
Yes,
everybody.
Bye
bye-bye.
bye. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.